In this episode, I'm setting out to craft a blade of resilience and freedom from steel found in the depths of Manila's largest slum.
Hopefully we end up with a little bit of Filipino heritage to take back home. How long have you been making swords for?
15 to 17 years like that.
It's a pretty impressive operation you have here.
And man, do these guys make something beautiful and iconic or what? My quest for a sword or a bolo starts out on the streets of Happy Land. Here at one of the many junk shops specialized in steel, I'm buying a variety of cuts with the goal of having it reborn. I'm setting off to meet up with a team of master swordsmiths deep in the Kampangan countryside. Here, Pao and his sister Daisy have been keeping the tradition of Filipino sword making alive. They run a small blacksmith's workshop and employ a team of highly skilled swordsmiths. And as soon as I arrive, things kick into action. The steel is cut to size, hammered until red hot in a coal forge, and hammered flat.
But these guys are a pretty serious operation. The quality of the weaponry that they're turning out is pretty incredible. There are master blacksmiths here that have been doing this their entire lives.
This team of bolo makers transforms scrap steel from junkyards all across the Philippines into everything from everyday tools to iconic blades. And today, I've asked them to make me something similar to Andres Bonifacio's iconic bolo.
I wonder how the sword is going to turn out.
Well before colonization, the indigenous communities of the Philippines were already proficient in the art of crafting weapons and tools essential for their survival and combat. The diverse tribal needs and distinct cultures across the archipelago led to the development of a vast array of unique regional styles. Later, the introduction of advanced Chinese metallurgy and Spanish blade designs brought new techniques and materials to the forefront. Filipino artisans, in their skill and ingenuity, seamlessly integrated these new elements with their age-old traditional methods. This fusion has resulted in one of the richest and most diverse sword-making heritages on the planet. From the kris, with its distinctive wavy blade, deeply embedded with Moro culture, to the barong, a leaf-shaped sword favored by the Tusang, Yakan, and Samal warriors, to the kaplan, a wide-tipped long blade, to the giniting, integral to Filipino martial arts, the Philippines has a rich diversity of swords. However, the bolo holds a special place due to its historical significance. This versatile tool was used both in agriculture and in combat. It became a symbol of national resistance during the Filipino Revolution under Andres Bonifacio. The bolo was a practical choice for combat, accessible to the common people who formed the backbone of the Katipunan movement. The bolo's transformation from a humble agricultural tool to a symbol of national resilience and liberation is precisely the type of cheesy symbolism that resonates with me. Therefore, today we're crafting a bolo. The crafting of our bolo begins with the steel being roughly cut to shape, an initial step that forms the foundation of the sword. This rough shape is then brought to life in the forge, where intense heat and hammering flatten and refine the steel.
I'm told that part of this process is to remove some of the bend that was in the metal. They just have this motorized blower and that thing is hot.
Next, the grindstone plays a critical role, meticulously honing the blade to a distinctive form. This is followed by a methodical sanding process, slowly transitioning from coarse to finer and finer grits.
There are 4 or 5 sanding stations here in the workshop, and that's basically, from what I understand, how it is cut all the way down the sides. They're going to file little bits off, and then they're going to keep shaving in with the sandpaper. That's all you can hear in the background, if you can even hear me at all. Sanding, sanding, and more sanding, layer after layer after layer, until we get something that almost exactly resembles the template or the desired output of the sword.
This smooths and perfects the blade's surface. While all this is going on, the crafting of the handle begins with the careful selection of buffalo horn.
The big advantage of buffalo horn over wood is that no matter what you're going to do to it, it's not going to rot. It's going to stand up to time a little bit better, apparently. So we're going with a buffalo horn handle today.
The horn is precisely cut and gradually shaped, tailored to ensure a comfortable and secure fit with the blade. The final steps in the blade's creation include sharpening it to a fine edge and extensive polishing. This showcases the blade's quality and craftsmanship. This detailed process, refined over generations, reflects the deep expertise of Filipino artisans in bringing to life a tool that is both practical and symbolic.
Also in progress is the sheath, which has been rendered down from wood, 2 pieces of separate wood, which has had the template stenciled into it, and that they are then shaving away at. Very similar process with just a sanding disc and just slowly working that into shape. So the blade is really starting to take shape now. We just have a couple more final steps. And that is involving putting some pins through the handle so that it doesn't slip out, polishing it up and getting that final level of sharpness. We really need that final level of sharpness.
And after hours and hours in the making, the bolo is finally ready for some action.
Hey, pal. How you doing, man? Dude, I appreciate you showing me your sword workshop. It's a pretty impressive operation you have here.
I appreciate it.
How many people do you have in your team?
Now 5.
And how many swords do you guys make every week?
It depends on the order. 15 to 20 long sword for 1 week.
Wow.
With the overtime. But for the mid sword like a bolo or kampilan like that, they can make at least 10 to 15.
And what's the most popular? What are most customers ordering at this time?
For now, it's very popular samurai.
Samurai swords are really
Yeah.
popular. How long have you been making swords for?
15 to 17 years like that. My father has some issues.
So you inherited this business from your
Yeah,
father?
heritage.
I see. And so how long did your father make swords for? Did he do it his whole life?
No, he's doing it, I think, since he's 14 years old, like that, 13 years old.
13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
And then you took over the business and you're making
Yeah.
swords now. And was it always swords or was he making other things as well?
No, different, like a dagger, like a rambo, like that.
It's always some kind of weapon.
Mostly.
Mostly. The Philippines has a pretty rich history of swords. What is a typical Filipino blade?
Bolo, kampilan, Chris, Tagalog, like that.
Why is it that the Philippines has such a long history of making and being interested in different kinds of swords?
Quality, durability, like that.
Where are the majority of your customers?
Some Philippines and international, mostly international.
What type of metal do you use to make the swords?
Mostly we're using a leaf spring.
Leaf spring. From old cars, just like you buy it from a junk
Yeah.
shop?
Yeah, junk shop like that.
Gotcha.
But sometimes we have a customer take like 304 stainless steel like that. Very hard metal.
It takes a long time to make
Yeah.
It's from stainless. What kind of sword do you like the most?
For me, those bolo, easy to carry like that.
Easy to carry, useful,
Mostly for everyday use.
in the jungle, in the
Yeah,
farm?
jungle, farm, like that.
Right, thanks man.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it.
I get to know a little bit more about one of the blacksmiths who turned this Happy Land scrap into an iconic bolo.
Tony, hello. Dude, is this my sword? Can I have a look? Wow. Dude, I've been waiting for this for quite some time. Oh, jeez. Wow, man, you've really outdone yourself. This is really cool. How long have you been making swords for?
3 years na. Yung pinanggaling ako siyam. Siguro yun ang kinalakihan ko sa magulang ko. Kasi dati rin kasi swordsmaker yung tatay ko. Nakuha din ako na gumawa ng kaya ngayon niya rin ako gumawa ng samurai.
And so, what kind of swords did your father make?
Iba-iba, pang Lord of the Rings, Claymore,
Man, so it's sort of like all kinds of different crazy swords. What's your favorite type of sword to make?
samurai.
Samurai swords. Why?
Kasi madaling patalinin kasi samurai. Mas gusto ko yung samurai kaysa sa bolo.
Oh, really? Are you proud of the swords that you make?
Proud syempre. Kailangan pag gumawa ka ng espada, kailangan nasa puso mo at nasa isip mo para at least mabuo mo siya ng maayos.
What do you think about the quality? Do you think the quality of the swords you guys make is high?
Siguro may kukuha ko siya sa talim niya. Siguro kung sa mga nasa 97, 98 yung ibabase sa kapwa naming maker. Kasi marami kasing gumagawa ng maker, hindi naman kami pare-parehas ng style ng paggawa at pagsusubo. Yung pagte-tempered kasi ang yun ang sinusugalan dyan. Kung gaano katibay yung subo, yung pinaka-tempered niya. Kasi siguro ikukumpara ko sa amin kung nasa 97, 95 gano'n. Kasi maraming maker.
Have you ever made other things as a blacksmith, other than blades?
Sa ibang work, puro espada lang.
What's the thought process once you see the design?
Siyempre, iniisip ko rin kung kaya ba namin o ano. Siyempre, pag di naman namin siya kaya, kausapin naman namin ang customer. Sabi namin, di namin kaya design niya. Pero at least kung may mabibigay sila sa amin na pattern, yun ang gagayahin namin.
Thank you very much. I absolutely love this sword. It's a cool piece of Filipino history I'm happy to take home with me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Getting to visit these workshops has been an enlightening experience for me, showcasing the enduring art of Filipino bolo making. I really believe that the Philippines, with its vast cultural diversity and historical international influences, offers one of the broadest ranges of traditional sword designs globally. And unlike most sword making traditions that have become static or purely symbolic, Filipino sword making is vibrant and evolving. It's deeply integrated into martial arts like arnis, eskrima, and kali, and this ongoing evolution is both fascinating and a vital part of Filipino heritage.
That's it for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of that transformation all the way from Happy Land through to this final Filipino bolo-like knife. A little bit of history in there also. Thanks for watching. Stick around. We have more Filipino episodes coming from Tawi-Tawi way down in the south right after this one. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.